And it's not that the annuity itself is the greatest investment in the world. In many cases, it's just an investment. But what it does is, we can go back to behavioral finance and look at somebody who retired in 2008, 2007, and they're going along. They had $1 million portfolio, and they're pulling, 40, 50,000 a year out of it. If they knew for a fact that 40 or 50,000 wasn't going to change, then they are much less likely, even though they know they may not need to sell it for 5, 6, 7 years, they're much less likely to bail out of the market. Unfortunately, people tend to do the wrong thing for the wrong reason at the wrong time. The more guaranteed money you have, the better you are at withstanding those downturns. Now, if you've got a properly structured bucket number 1 and a properly structured bucket number 2, you're probably okay. But knowing that it's guaranteed gives you even a little bit higher confidence level. And we don't want to guarantee everything necessarily. You want to guarantee enough to meet your basic living expenses, your monthly bills, the things that happen day in and day out, month in and month out. You don't need to guarantee the trip to Europe every year. Well, maybe you want to, but you don't need to. We do need to guarantee our insurances, our food, our gas and electric, or those kinds of things. And so we want to have enough income from Social Security, from pensions, or potentially a lifetime income annuity to cover those needs, and then bucketize the rest.
Professor, thank you very much. That was an excellent answer. Thank you very much.
Roger, thank you very much for the call. More good questions once again. Well, hey, listen, you've been doing it for a long time, and you understand where these things fit in. I have said this before. The annuity that you're mentioning, it may or may not help, but just knowing that it's there takes some pressure off.
And it's not for everybody.
No.
And you can, if you properly bucketize, as long as you are a disciplined investor and you're not, tending to be more on the reactionary position. We have people that, even though they know they don't need to spend the money in their bucket number 3, they know for a fact they've got another 10 years before they need it. They've got plenty of safe money, but they just can't handle seeing it go down. And so
I'm probably going to be the same way. It's you watch it over the years, you watch it go up, you hope, and as it goes up, you feel a little sense of accomplishment, and it's just sort of like seeing it go down. Just there's something wrong with that.
But just like you weren't the reason it went up,
no,
other than
of course not.
You're not the reason it went down. And if it doesn't come back, you know what? It doesn't matter, because we don't have an economy anymore. It will come back at some point. You just have to be able to stay in it long enough for it to come back. If you emotionally can't stay in it, then it's probably not a good investment in the first place.
Yeah, see, that's, again, you get into behavioral finance. It's a whole other topic that we can cover. And write it down. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Behavioral finance. Listen, that also plays a part in the bucket strategy. So we'll talk maybe more about that now. If you need Professor Plum off the air, you can call him at Lucia Capital Group, 800-644-1150. The number over at Lucia Capital Group, 800-644-1150. You can email us here. You go to boomersbraintrust.com, click on the Ask the Brain Trust link. For Professor Plum and Scott Carl, I'm Johnny Dean. This is the Boomers Brain Trust program.
We're talking about what's important to you, your money, your business, your life. This is Boomers Brain Trust.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the station or its sponsors and should not be considered as legal, tax, or investment advice. You should always consult with the appropriate advisors before making a decision. Lucia Wealth Services advisors are registered representatives of Lucia Securities LLC, member SIPC. Lucia Capital Group, Lucia Wealth Services, and Lucia Securities are affiliates.
Hi, it's Colin Coward. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1700. Catch me weekdays at 7 a.m. ESPN Radio 1700.
Welcome to Lunch and Learn Radio with host Frank Kriticos, author and credit expert from San Diego Credit Solutions. Lunch and Learn Radio on ESPN Radio 1700.
All right, welcome to Lunch and Learn Radio, ESPN 1700. I'm your host, Frank Kriticos. And, of course, we have another great show lined up today. Now, this show is mostly focused on the real estate industry. Once in a while, I will talk about some credit items, which is actually difficult for me to talk about because it's something that I know very well. It's hard for me to break it down. But what I also enjoy doing is talking about real estate. Now, I will let everybody know that I am not an expert in the field of real estate, but that's okay. That's why we bring the experts into the studio. Sitting next to me, we have Mr. Dustin Shepard. How are you today?
Good. How you doing, Frank?
Doing great. And your lovely wife, partner,
yes,
Alexandra Vinson Shepard.
Hi, Frank.
How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Awesome.
So you are with Coldwell Banker.
Royal Realty.
Okay. I'm going to write that down because there's so many different Coldwell Bankers.
Yeah, absolutely. Coldwell Banker is a franchise, and actually every office except for the franchise-owned offices are individually owned and operated.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a small family-owned Coldwell Banker located in Chula, Vista, and we've been there since 1996.
Okay. So small shop.
Small shop, very family-oriented. We keep it small, but we like it that way.
Okay, so that's kind of the best of both worlds because you have the name recognition, right, which people like.
Absolutely.
But they're getting the small town feel.
Absolutely. You get a lot more personal attention, especially with like our new agents that come in. We're able to give them a lot of one-on-one attention as brokers. And at the same time, we have all the tools that the national brand Coldwell Banker provides. So it's really awesome.
And you just said a word that stood out to me. You actually said broker. I think that most people that are not familiar with real estate don't really know the difference between a salesperson and an actual broker. I think the word broker is more like a phrase, almost like a stockbroker.
Yeah.
But you are actually a broker.
Absolutely, yes.
Now, what that means is that you have a lot more responsibility and liability. Is that right?
Absolutely. That's our big joke. The only difference is the liability between a broker and a salesperson.
So, in other words, your butt is on the line if even your husband makes a mistake.
Hey,
How
Yes.
about that?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, boy. I can only imagine the household when something happens.
I'm the fall guy, yeah.
Okay. So,
I have no liability.
yeah, there you go. Just her on a personal level, which could
Which
be
is worse, yeah.
I didn't say it. Okay, so here we are. If anybody has any questions, real estate related, even credit related, that's my thing. Credit is my specialty. Just send me an email directly. That's usually the easiest way to get in touch with me. The email is lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com. Again, lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com. Okay, so I have a lot of information here, and I can go many different directions, but I will say that I didn't know a couple of the stats that I'm looking at, and I must say I'm really impressed.
Oh, thank you.
Now, for everybody listening, I actually know Dustin and Alex on a personal level. So the fact that I don't know these stats, gets me upset because I should know, but it also
I'm very secretive, Frank.
It also shows that you guys are very humble. And some of the stats that I'm referring to is that, Alex, you were named number 15 in the entire state of California for the most listings sold in California.
Correct, yes.
So that's all the Coldwell Bankers.
That's all the Coldwell Bankers throughout the entire state, all the agents.
So not just the community in San Diego, not all of the county of San Diego, or not just the city of San Diego, we're talking about the entire state.
Yeah.
So number 15, that's pretty impressive, and I did not know that.
She's a champ.
She is. And also, what I did was I capitalized the word sold because that's one of those words in which it sounds so minimal, but that's a big deal because there's a lot of people that list properties. There's a lot of people that get properties into escrow, but to actually sell them is a whole different story.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right. A lot of people can put up a sign and put on the MLS, do some advertising, put it up for sale, but to actually navigate through the transaction and get it done and done in a timely manner, it's a big deal.
Right. Good for you. That's great. Now, that's on the state level. Now, on a national level, excuse me, you are top 5% of all of Coldwell Banker agents on a national level. Is that right?
Yes, sir, it is.
Now, one of the reasons why I wanted you guys to come into the studio is because I know that you both were heavily involved in the REO market.
Foreclosure market. REO is more of a real estate term. I think us professionals in the business, we call it REO, real estate owned. But on a local or on a everyday basis, most people would refer to them as foreclosure listings.
It's funny because it's usually I'm correcting the agents.
Sorry.
You guys are saying you guys are saying REO, BPO, and I'm like, whoa, let's back up. What does that mean? So so an REO is just a fancy way of saying foreclosures.
Exactly.
So that was everybody's interest, obviously, for the past few years, and I know you guys did really well. Now, although that market has slowed down, the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because I feel like that makes you guys so unique, because you have the relationships with the banks. So explain the process. First of all, how do you become an agent that establishes those relationships with the banks? I mean, that means that you guys know what you're doing, you do it well, and therefore you're getting more of those accounts. Is that kind of the gist of it, or?
It's not. It's so competitive to get a contract with the bank in order to sell their listings. In San Diego alone, there are over 15,000 realtors that are paying members for the Association of Real Estate. So we're competing against those 15,000 realtors to meet these bankers and tell them why we're the best. It's a job interview. It's a job interview every day, and actually, it takes years and years of applying, of just flying out to meet people, of making phone calls. I mean, I used to cold call the bankers just like, some realtors cold call sellers.
Wow.
Just to get my name in the door. And after a while, someone will pay attention and give you a shot.
Good for you. So you're being very persistent.
Oh, I'm very persistent in all aspects of life.
Yeah, that's a conversation for off the air with myself and Dustin. Yeah, exactly. Now, Dustin, I wanted to talk to you more about your specialty, which is more of the technology side.
Yes, sir.
So in other words, you're a techie guy.
I am very techie.
Whenever I have an issue with my phone that I can't handle, I just call you and you help me.
Yes,
which is
you and
very
everybody.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the go-to guy. It's your part-time consulting
Yeah.
job.
We'll sell you a house and fix your phone.
There you go. There you go. Your phone's going to be ringing off the hook right now.
Like, you have to get rid of the iPhone. I'm sorry. You have to go to Samsung.
Yeah. That's different conversation.
Oh, sorry,
you have a lot of iPhone listeners right now. Just kidding. So tell me about how you have helped your business as far as your new website, because I know that you are very, very, very excited about your new website.
We are.
I know that you were explaining to me how great it was, and I was just saying yes because I didn't understand what you were saying. But you kept on telling me how amazing it is for your clients.
Yep.
How to just provide more value. So basically, you're really into the technology aspect of providing value. You both provide value. Alex, you do it more of the old-fashioned way.
Yes, I do.
Face-to-face, belly-to-belly. Dustin does it more of the technology way, which I think is a great combination because times are changing.
Yeah.
They are.
And we're actually going to get into that.
Nice.
The new class of people from what I just learned that I was not part of, 18 to 34.
34. Yeah.
I'm hanging on a thread.
You're barely hanging on. So Dustin, talk to me about some of the technology that you guys have going for you that's really separating yourself from everybody else.
Okay. So it started with us continually getting calls from clients or potential clients asking us about listings that they would see on large websites like a Zillow or Trulia.
Right.
And they would call about this listing, and it's a listing that sold over 2 years ago, and of course the price is nowhere near what it is now.
So
Right.
It's still showing on those sites, and the
Exactly.
property's been sold already.
Exactly. And so, we have to tell them, unfortunately that property's not available more. I know it sold for $250, but now everything's, $350. And so it got to a point where we're like, we need our own website that's strong enough in the industry where we can just direct people there and they'll like it more than the Zillow or the Trulia. And so we created this site, and man, it's amazing with all the different things that it does.
What's the website?
It's timeforhomes.com.
Okay, timeforhomes.com.
Yep.
I'm writing this down.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And you can do FOR or the number 4. Either way will get you there.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. And so, of course, every property on there that's on there is active. They're not going to come across any sold properties unless they're looking through our past sold properties, of course. It does so many more amazing things as well.
Also, one thing that I do remember that you pointed out to me is that you guys posted actually a lot of the properties that you've actually sold.
Exactly, yeah.
And
I tried to go through a lot of them. I got through about the last 2 years.
Right, and what you're trying to do in a nice way is say how good you guys are without sounding like an arrogant jerk, right? But I think that's good because you are showing people, listen, we are the real deal. And there's something that I always repeat on every single show here, and that is any agent that comes into the studio is a full-time agent. So it's just one of those pet peeves that I have. Because my side, on the credit side, I'm working also with a lot of different agents. A lot of them, unfortunately, struggle with their business. I'm really struggling to say that in a nice way. But basically, a lot of the part-time agents, they just don't have the experience.
Yeah. Right.
And it's very frustrating because I think the majority of people assume that a realtor is a realtor. And it's my job, the reason why I even do the show is to really separate agents like yourself from all the others. I would say that at least half of the agents out there are doing it part-time, and that's okay. You know, I don't want to make it sound like it's a bad thing. It's just, it just could be a problem from time to time.
Yeah, if there's some tough deals out there, and if you don't have that experience and you run into one of those deals and you don't have the agent on your side to know exactly what needs to happen, you can run into some big issues and some major headaches that, you know, an agent like us can keep you away from.
Right.
And every year the laws change. There's
Right.
different programs that change. Over the last couple of years, we've seen HARP, HAMP, modifications, short sales, just so many different things thrown at us that I think if I wasn't working full-time, it would be incredibly difficult to stay on top of what's available for the clients.
Oh, believe me, I agree. You know, I will always be categorized as quote-unquote credit repair, but studying FICO, and that's what I do, that's what separates me from all the other companies out there, that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
And the only way to learn it is to research thousands and thousands of credit reports, which takes a lot of time, but it's the only way to do it the right way. Because at the end of the day, it's all about us getting referral business so that we don't have to spend money on marketing, which means we all have to increase our price of services, which is not good. Mm-hmm. So I know that we are all big believers in referral business, which is so great. Especially in you know what, both of our industries where there's sometimes a little bit of a gray cloud, right?
Right.
And it really makes it so much easier when, for you guys, if you send over a client and somebody says, Dustin and Alex referred me, then it just makes it that much easier to just not have to sell. I hate to say that word, but you know, that's really what it is. You know,
they trust that we're sending them an awesome person.
People like to do business with people that they know, like, and most importantly, trust. Right. Especially in your field where you're talking about the biggest purchase or the biggest sale of their life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It'll be the biggest, I mean, for most people, it's the largest financial investment a person will make in their entire life. So you absolutely have to have confidence and do some research on whoever you're going to hire.
Right, right. And I'm glad you said that. We have to take a break, but when we come back, Dustin, I still want to dive a little bit more into the technology side. Mm-hmm. And I just saw another stat here of that indicates the level at which you both are really playing at. I didn't know, and I know you guys, and I didn't even know some of these stats I'm looking at. My goodness, do I really know you guys is what I'm wondering right now.
You thought we were good friends.
Lunch and Learn Radio, ESPN 1700. We'll be right back.
California Preferred Escrow, serving the real estate industry across San Diego County. For more information about California Preferred Escrow, this great local company, call 619-475-4094. That's 619-475-4094.
Tycor Title of San Diego is the next generation of title companies. They offer their clients the most complete real estate services in the nation. They have 4 convenient locations in the greater San Diego area to service all your residential and commercial transactions. Tycor Title of San Diego offers you title and escrow solutions. Whether you are buying, selling, or refinancing, they have you covered. With over a century of experience, you can count on Tycor Title of San Diego. They have a solid history of servicing customers with high integrity, white glove service, and value. They also have unrivaled financial strength to back your policies. For all your real estate transactions, call Tycor Title of San Diego today at 619-260-5200.
From police officers to firefighters to storm chasers, even race car drivers, expert drivers choose Goodyear tires for superior performance.
On and off the road, Goodyear is consistently making improvements to deliver superior performance tires. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires inspires what they roll into yours. It's even the official tire of NASCAR.
Goodyear tires are chosen by those who use the world as their proving ground. So wherever the roads take you, choose Goodyear tires with superior traction and handling.
Visit Goodyear.com to find a great set of tires. Goodyear, more driven.
Introducing the new Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $6 every day.
I got it made fresh at Subway.
Take your pick from 6 of our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. With a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips, the new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made.
Subway.
Prices and participation may vary. Additional charges for extras plus tax. See stores for menu selections. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. You wake up one morning, it's Independence Day. The next thing you know, it's Halloween. Then before you know it, it's New Year's Eve. Time goes by quickly. If you need to perform any procedures to renew your voter's credential, do it now and join those who decide what they want for Mexico. Go to INE.mx or call 01-800-433-2000. You have until January 15th to register. With you, Mexico is more. Join National Electoral Institute. INE.
Welcome back, Lunch and Learn Radio, ESPN 1700. Frank Kriticos here. If you have any questions, real estate or credit related, just reach out to me directly. 619-916-3999. The best thing is just to send me an email, lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com, lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com. Also, what I wanted to do quickly, Dustin and Alex, is, Dustin, why don't you give out your phone number for our listeners?
So my direct phone number is 619-246-2279. And since I'm a techie, I'm good phone call, text.
Okay. So they can text you at midnight? Okay?
Sure.
Okay. Alex, your phone number?
My phone number is 619-370-4576.
Okay, sounds good. If you have any questions for them, they're going to be here for the whole show, but I just like to give out their information directly. We have a guest that's actually calling in, and, I wanted him to call in both on my show on Monday and today because it's a really great cause. He doesn't have to participate like he is, and it really says something about what type of person he is. His name is Dan Hutchins. He's from CertaPro Painters. Dan, are you there?
Yes, good afternoon.
So, Dan, the reason why I wanted you to call in again is because I know that you're up to something very special down there in Shelter Island. It's a great, great charity event, and I would love if you could just explain to our listeners what's going on. Maybe start off with the website.
Yeah, so the website is shelterisland5k.com, and I'd like to invite all your listeners to come down and join us on Sunday, this Sunday, November 9th, on San Diego's beautiful Shelter Island for the 12th annual Shelter Island 5K. It's a run-walk. It's a flat course, so you can do it at whatever pace you feel comfortable.
Okay, so I can handle it. It's 5K, which is what, 3 miles or so? Flat?
Yeah, it's not long. It's just a nice walk.
No hills. I can handle that.
Right, and it's Shelter Island by the bay. It starts at the Holiday Inn. It's on Harbor, and then it ends right in front of Humphreys. And then included with your registration, after the race, we have a champagne breakfast at the Humphreys concert area.
Very nice.
Which is a great way to kind of relax and spend the morning.
Now, Dan, explain to our listeners exactly what the charity is and what they're all about.
Well, CertaPro Painters is a national sponsor of Homes for Our Troops. So with this being Veterans Day weekend, we think this is a totally appropriate time to be giving thanks to our selfless veterans who have sacrificed so much. And what Homes for Our Troops does is they build custom homes for severely injured veterans coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. And they've built well over 100. Their goal is to build, 100 more. They've built 3 here in San Diego County in the last 2 years. They have 3 more scheduled for next year. And CertaPro has comped, or basically provided at no cost, the painting services for those houses. So we've been very involved with this charity, and it means a lot to us.
Okay, so the charity is Homes for Our Troops, and again, it's an organization that builds homes for our injured and wounded troops. And the thing that comes to mind are the disabilities, obviously, that they are having. So wider hallways, maybe ramps instead of stairs. Is that what we're talking about here?
Exactly. I mean, most of these people that I've met have prosthetic limbs or they're wheelchair bound. And they, just a normal house just doesn't work for them. Everything might be too high, inaccessible. Like you said, the doors aren't wide enough. So these houses, they buy land, they build a brand new house. They're beautiful houses, and they give them to them cost-free, all provided by contributions of various vendors like us.
Wow, that's amazing. And I really give you a lot of credit as well for just kind of putting your mouth where your money is, or your money where your mouth is, in providing your services at no cost. Now, I also know that there's a donation that we can all make in case we can't make it to the actual event. So if you could elaborate on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So in conjunction with the 5K, we're having raffle for a trip for two to Hawaii. And this is pretty simple. So for each $20 donation that you give to Homes for Our Troops, you get a ticket. Now, they have to contact us to do the donation so we can send them the ticket. And again, the information's on the website. But this is a great opportunity for people that either can't be there this weekend, or just don't feel like they're able to do the race, or just want to contribute more. Maybe they want to do more than just show up at the race. This is a great way for them to support the cause even more.
Absolutely. So we're talking about a 5K walk run, a champagne breakfast, beautiful Shelter Island, $20 donation so that you can possibly win a trip to Hawaii, and obviously for a great, great cause. I mean, this sounds like such a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, and so the drawing for the Hawaii trip is going to be at the breakfast. So we're drawing on Sunday, so this is the last week to be able to get those tickets. And I should mention that online registration closes tomorrow night so Thursday night at midnight. After that, they would need to basically just show up before the race and register, at the starting line.
Okay, and I'm not sure, I don't have it written down here. What time should people start showing up?
Well, the race starts at 7:30, and so I would suggest that people are there. I think registration opens at 6:15, so
Okay.
anytime between 6:15 and 7:15 would be, arrival. And there's information on the website about parking. There's parking down there, and where they should go for the starting line, and then there's a shuttle from Humphreys back to the starting line after the breakfast, so there's transportation back.
Wow, that's great. Thank you very much, Dan, for what you're doing. Is it okay if I give out your phone number for our listeners?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the phone number to reach out to Dan directly is area code 760-580-3096. Again, 760-580-3096. Call him directly if you have any questions. You could go to shelterisland5k.com. And you know what? If you'd like, you could even reach out to me, which is lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com, and then I can connect you with Dan directly. Dan, thank you very much for what you're doing. I think it's a great cause. And, just thanks again for bringing this to our listeners.
All right, and thanks for getting me on and helping get the word out.
You got it. Take care, bud.
Okay, bye.
$20, Hawaii.
Boom.
And you don't even have to be there.
That's pretty awesome.
But, again, 5K, there's not much of an excuse.
No. We could push a kid in a stroller for that.
There you
right?
go. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Now, 10K, what's that, 6 miles? Oh, boy. Then I have to really try.
Yeah, plus the two kids.
And then I'll find an excuse not to go. But there's no excuse here not to go.
That's right. you can get through there without having to do a feeding break.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, boy. So, ladies and gentlemen, reach out to Dan Hutchins, and he's with CertaPro Painters. Really good guy. It's a big franchise, and he's a franchise owner. Makes him a franchisee. So reach out to him directly, 760-580-3096. Okay, so back to you guys. So we left off, Dustin, about your area of interest, which is the technology side. Talk more to us about how you're bringing that available to the average listener. Really, what I want you to talk about is your mobile app.
Okay, yes. So with our website, we decided that everybody's on their phones constantly, and we need a mobile app. There's just no other way, and it needs to be a good mobile app that works well and easily, just as well as our website. So we actually have that where people can go on our website and download it. We also have it where they can send us a text message. So if they send a text message to 619-376-2759, and the text message body, you just put either Dustin with a D, D-U-S-T-I-N, or Alexandra.
Okay, so they text either Dustin or Alexandra to 619-376-2759.
Exactly.
And then what happens from there?
They'll automatically get a link right back with a link to download the app from the iPhone or Android operating system.
Or they could probably just text our cell phone numbers, too, and we can send them the app as well.
Okay, now what are they getting with the mobile app?
So with the mobile app, they can do searches as often as they'd like for properties anywhere in San Diego County. They can also set up alerts on there, so they can create a custom search, just have it saved, and when a property comes on that matches their search criteria, they'll automatically get notified as well.
And they won't have to worry about Zillow and Trulia as far as properties showing up that have been sold for 12 months?
They don't, and then Zillow and Trulia also won't sell their information to 6 other people.
Yes. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's all about data.
Yeah.
And that's how the credit bureaus make money. People think that credit bureaus make money when a lender or somebody pulls a credit. That's not where the revenue is.
Okay.
The revenue is from our information being sold to the different companies, Capital One, Bank of America, blah, blah, blah. We've all got those solicitations in the mail.
Yep.
And that is how money is made. Multi-billion-dollar industry. Multi-billion-dollar industry. So when you go this route, you can search the MLS without having... You could search a more accurate MLS.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to run into those properties that aren't available.
That's just, I didn't know that. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah,
but
and
you know
then-
what? They bring a lot of people to those websites. Exactly. They spend a lot of money. I know that you have spent a good chunk of change on this website.
Yeah.
We don't need to get on that over the air because, but I know what that figure is. I know it's a lot of money, which really just lets listening, their commitment. So you have the new school guy that handles all the technology. You have Alexandra that actually will meet you at a Starbucks, talk about what it is you're looking for.
Well, I prefer my office, but if they want a Starbucks, they can do Starbucks. I'm flexible.
It's funny you say that because I shouldn't say most, but many realtors don't really go to an office.
I know.
And they work out of their home, but you actually prefer, you're like me. I like to see people at my office face to face and spend time. Very, very interesting stuff. So I have another stat here again that I didn't know about you guys, and I'm pretty upset because I didn't know this, knowing that I know you on a personal level. But I guess it shows that you guys are pretty humble, which is that combined, you've both sold over 500 foreclosures, which is more homes than a majority of agents will sell in their career. I kind of added that part in because it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, during the past few years, and foreclosures are difficult, even during the good market, because you're dealing with a bank. You're dealing with a bank that's making decisions that's not local, right?
Right.
So you have to talk to somebody in Ohio about the market in San Diego, and I would imagine that that's pretty frustrating.
Oh, absolutely. I know one of the banks outsourced their personnel to India. So I had to talk to them, people in India, about the market in San Diego. It's a totally different country.
It's bad enough getting technical support from them.
I've
talked to them.
It was so difficult. It's so difficult to get people to understand because real estate is so local, and if you don't know what San Diego's about, if you don't know how our market moves, it's just hard to explain to somebody out of area.
Yeah, I agree. It's could be frustrating. I think everybody's experienced it at some point in time. And yet, here I have another stat that I wrote down that again. I'm really getting frustrated at you guys. I didn't know any of this stuff. But...
Don't get too mad.
And I'm reading my handwriting here, which is actually hard for me to read. But you guys have over 50% of the REO of the foreclosure listings in Chula Vista. So your area, you focus mostly down in South Bay, is that right?
We will sell a property anywhere, Frank. I mean, we've sold homes in Palm Springs, Riverside. We go all over San Diego, but yes, Chula Vista is our hometown.
Right.
It's where we love to do business.
Okay. So with that being said, in the city of Chula Vista, which is a large city,
yeah,
you guys are representing over half of the foreclosures.
Yeah.
Is that right? Did I write it down right?
You did.
So another stat that I looked up, because I was just curious, is that there's over 2,000 realtors just in the South Bay. I think I pulled up like Chula Vista, National City, San Ysidro, and I came up with 2,000. So maybe it's a little bit off, but it's around there. Yeah. So out of 2,000 realtors, you two have half of the foreclosure listings.
Yeah.
And that's impressive because, again, for the average listener, what that means is that they have the relationships with the banks. So you guys have the relationships with Bank of America, Wells Fargo, so on and so forth. And that really says a lot because they have to be careful who they give these properties to because it's their name also. They have to be very, very careful. So, that's a big deal. And that's why I wanted you guys to come in to the studio today to make people realize, because I know that already, but that doesn't mean the average person understands.
There's another stat you don't have written down right there.
Oh boy,
I know.
What do you got?
So, we're not going to tell. We're not going to say which bank, but she's one of how many?
6
in San Diego County? 6.
I think it's down.
One of 6 people in San Diego County that work with really the main bank that has any foreclosures right now.
Really?
That's the whole county.
So in all of San Diego County, there's 6 of you
Yes.
that represent all the foreclosures with that one bank.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. I'm digesting all this information that I know that we have to go to a commercial break, and I totally missed my cue, but that's okay. That's okay. So we have to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be chatting with a lender about the latest things in the mortgage world, and he's very, very helpful and knows his business very well. Lunch and Learn Radio, ESPN 1700.
Tycor Title of San Diego is the next generation of title companies. They offer their clients the most complete real estate services in the nation. They have 4 convenient locations in the greater San Diego area to service all your residential and commercial transactions. Tycor Title of San Diego offers you title and escrow solutions. Whether you are buying, selling, or refinancing, they have you covered. With over a century of experience, you can count on Tycor Title of San Diego. They have a solid history of servicing customers with high integrity, white glove service, and value. They also have unrivaled financial strength to back your policies. For all your real estate transactions, call Tycor Title of San Diego today at 619-260-5200.
This is John Feinstein, and this is a CBS Sports Minute. 2 years ago, Tom Crean was a revered figure in Indiana. He'd taken over an Indiana basketball team that had gone into complete meltdown after Mike Davis's firing led to Kelvin Sampson's hiring. Crean had rebuilt the Hoosiers, reaching the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament in 2012 and then winning the Big Ten title in 2013. But it's all crashed and burned since Indiana, a number 1 seed, was blown out by Syracuse in the round of 16 20 months ago. Not only did IU fail to make the tournament last March, the team's been dogged by off-court issues throughout the offseason. No fewer than 6 players have been involved in some kind of trouble with alcohol or drugs. In the last week, 2 players were involved in a serious alcohol-related accident, and 2 more have been suspended for positive drug tests. It could be a long winter in Bloomington. I'm John Feinstein.
AB, so we gotta find a house.
Using Realtor.com put the process in my hands. Realtor.com is the most accurate home search site.
Accuracy matters.
The Realtor shows me things I wouldn't normally find on my own.
We worked with a realtor who knew the area.
A realtor made sure that we were the first ones in the door when a new house came onto the market.
There's no way I could have gotten through this process without him.
Realtor.com and Realtors. Together, we make home happen. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
The Home Depot has 2 new ways to a cleaner kitchen in one faucet. Moen's Walden faucet with Microban antimicrobial protection and spot resist finish, now just $149. So, let's do squeaky clean. This faucet's finish helps prevent water spots and the growth of damaging bacteria while still attracting compliments. Let's do this. Moen's Walden faucet, now just $149. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. U.S. only. See store for details.
Welcome back. Lunch and Learn Radio, ESPN 1700. Frank Kriticos here with Dustin Shepard. Alongside him is his wife, Alexandra, Vinson Shepard. If you have any questions in regards to today's show, in regards to real estate, credit, just send me an email, lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com, lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com. So on the line right now, we have a lender, and the reason why I wanted Jason to call in is so that he could just kind of give us the latest on what's going on. A lot of changes I know are happening, and I just wanted him just to give us a mortgage update, if you will. Jason, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Frank?
I'm doing great. So thank you very much again for calling into the show.
My pleasure.
What's going on out there as far as the VA programs? I still realize that people don't understand the benefits of a VA loan.
Yeah, there's a ton of benefits. It's actually I've been doing this for 12 years, and the VA loan program is by far my favorite loan program to help homeowners get into, and especially since San Diego is a big VA military town. You know, it's big. We have a huge military presence here. A lot of people can benefit from getting in, by getting approved through one of the best loan programs on the market.
Right. So my question to you is that, well, first of all, just a statement. I think years ago, a VA loan wasn't even an option because of home prices and so on and so forth, because VA loans have been around forever, right? 20, 30, 40 years. Right. But they were never utilized because of San Diego, our prices really. But now they're coming back. And from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's the only 100% financing loan that exists. Is that accurate?
Absolutely. It's the only true 100% loan program that exists without having to pay any kind of mortgage insurance or getting any kind of down payment assistance program. It's and you're right, Frank. I mean, just this year, the VA loan limit increased. Right now, you can get a loan up to $546,250, and hopefully that will continue to increase to move along with what real estate is doing, with the prices and everything just continuously going up. But a lot of people also, they don't know that they can go above that $546,250 mark, in the sense that if they wanted to, to get into a higher price home, a veteran can actually do that. They just have to pay 25% of the difference above $546,250.
Okay, so let me stop you right there and let me see if I understand. So a VA loan limit is $546,250, correct?
Correct.
Now they can purchase higher than that. So let's say for easy math, it's $646,000, so an extra $100,000. But they don't have to come in with the full difference of $100,000. They just have to come in with, how much was that again? 25% of it?
Yeah, 25% of that difference. So you take that, subtract it from the $546,250, and you just pay 25% of that.
Wow, that seems like a no-brainer. Now, what I'm curious about are, how are the rates? Are the rates higher because nobody's putting down a down payment, or are they still competitive? What do the rates look like in comparison to other types of loans?
That's a great question, Frank. I mean, actually, it's one of the reasons why I like VA as well. I mean, VA programs offer lower rates actually than conventional loan programs. So,
really?
Yeah, and it's not FICO driven, FICO score driven as much as conventional loans or a lot of other loan programs. Just to give you an idea, you could go down to a 620 FICO score and still get sub 4% rates on a VA home loan.
Wow.
It's unheard of, so it's just, they don't penalize you for having a low FICO score. Now, there's other things, if you have a low credit score, there's other things that could come up that could disqualify you for the program. But if you're qualified and you meet all the criteria, that you're not going to get penalized by having to accept a higher interest rate.
Right. Another thing that I enjoy about VA loans is a lot of my clients are veterans, so they come to me, get their credit all scored away so that they can actually get approved for one of these loans. But what I've learned is that it's not, like you said, it's not FICO driven, meaning that if you have this one credit score, you're either approved or denied. It's more based on if it makes sense and also compensating factors, which I think makes a whole lot of sense. I think that all mortgages should be written or approved based on if it makes sense and compensating factors, but that's just not, it's not a reality. But it seems like in the VA industry, it really comes down to, does this loan make sense regardless of what their score is to a certain degree? Is that accurate?
Absolutely. It's one of the things that if you're in this industry, you just wish we could get back to is make sense lending. And you're right. VA is one of those programs where we could go to the head of VA underwriting and just, take it on a case-by-case scenario and ask them if they would still accept the loan. If it makes sense, if we have enough compensating factors, we could get around certain guidelines. And, there's timelines set in place for every loan program. There's guidelines set in place, but VA is the only type of program that you can kind of work around those guidelines sometimes.
Right. That makes a whole lot of sense. Jason, what is your contact number? How can somebody reach you?
They can reach me either on my cell or at the office line. They can call me at area code 619-250-1937. Had the same phone number for about 20 years now. So
that means you're legit. So you're not switching phone numbers or using a throwaway cell phone.
Like a burn phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that locked in plan with, but
Okay, so again, that's 619-250-1937. Jason Pullington, thank you very, very much for calling in. It's always good to kind of hear what's the latest and greatest as far as VA loans, because we have a lot of listeners that are veterans.
If
anybody has,
my pleasure.
If anybody has any questions, you can reach out to Jason directly. Again, 619-250-1937, or of course, you can always reach out to me, which is lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com. Jason, thanks again. I appreciate it, bud.
My pleasure, Frank. And one last thing, if I may, just for all veterans out there, we do this for all of our veterans as just a thank you for your service. We cover all of your lending fees and pay for your appraisal up front, no questions asked.
Wow.
So no matter what the interest rate is that you qualify for or anything, we'll cover that so you don't have to come in with that money and save, have that extra money to go toward home improvements or furniture, things like that,
Right.
so moving expenses and all that. So it's
That makes a lot of
$2,000 credit that we give. So
okay, Jason, we got to run. But thank you very much. That makes a whole lot of sense. And again, anybody that has any questions for Jason, 619-250-1937. Again, thanks a lot, Jason. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Frank.
Take care.
You guys have a good day.
You too. All right, so that's good to know. VA loans are such a no-brainer. Zero money down. There's nothing fishy about it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, because I think a lot of lenders try to, I guess it's marketing. They try to reel people in by saying, well, you can
right. No, not this one.
Yeah, it's government backed. So zero down. It really is zero down.
Yeah, and you can use it over and over, too.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to use it just for one house. You can have it for that one house and then refi out of it or use it again.
So I've been bragging this whole time about all the foreclosures that you guys have, and you still have some for sale right now. Do you want to go into what you have available right now? Do you have the property information?
Yeah, we can do that. We can talk a little bit.
Let's get into it, because I think people need to know what's going on. It's kind of like being in the know. They can just reach out to you directly really quickly. And
right.
You guys have, I hate to say it, but you guys have a lot of control over those situations. But let's let our listeners know of one property they have right now. What do you got?
Go Cherry Blossom.
Cherry Blossom is a beautiful, it's like a townhome style property in Winding Walk, which is in Otay Ranch. It's really close to the Otay Ranch Mall, if you're familiar with the area.
Okay.
And the inside is upgraded, like just incredibly, from upgraded baseboards to molding to granite countertops to dark wood cabinets throughout, new carpet, new paint, stainless steel appliances.
Nice.
It's within walking distance to the pool. And the way the property is situated, it's like almost like your own house, because you don't have neighbors on both sides.
Is it a townhouse?
It's like a townhouse. We call them row homes because there's about 4 or 6 of them to a building.
3 bedrooms?
It is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom.
Wow.
So downstairs actually has a full bathroom and bedroom, which is awesome.
Okay.
And a 2-car attached garage.
And the square footage?
Ooh. I want to say about 1,500 square feet.
Wow, that's
1,581.
Now, are you able to give the price on the air, or is that something that you kind of have to be careful with doing? Yeah?
Yeah, we can give it.
Okay, Dustin, what's the price of that property?
It's listed at $349,900.
$349,900. Wow, that seems like a no-brainer.
I know.
It's in a great area,
so
of course.
Nice.
Otay Ranch, right?
Yeah.
Otay Ranch, Winding Walk. It's beautiful.
The upgrades they did are awesome.
Right off the 125, and I kind of have this thing where most people think that down south near Eastlake and Otay Ranch is farther than it really is. But I mean, in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you're in the middle of San Diego if you just take the 125.
Yeah.
I don't think most people realize. I really don't. But we have to go take another commercial break. Lunch and Learn Radio, ESPN 1700. Any questions, just reach out to me, lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com. We'll be right back.
Go, look, we have Protection One at our house.
And they protect our home, too.
Best feature for me, mobile control. I use my phone, see what the kids are doing, turn on or off the lights, or just arm and disarm the system anywhere I am.
Best feature for me, Protection One customer service. They have live operators, an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, and offer same-day service.
Plus, with a national footprint, they protect nearly 2 million homes and businesses today.
Oh, no, we actually agree. Protection One is the best defensive player pick.
Get a Protection One home security system starting at just $99. Go to protectionone.com/Mike.
California Preferred Escrow, serving the real estate industry across San Diego County. For more information about California Preferred Escrow, this great local company, call 619-475-4094. That's 619-475-4094.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning.
And I'm Eli Manning for this season's NFL Sunday Ticket, only on DirecTV, where you get every game, every Sunday, included at no extra charge.
Cable can't do that. Plus, now get the all-new DirecTV Fantasy Zone channel included. Call 1-800-DirecTV to switch or visit DirecTV.com today.
24-month agreement required. 2014 NFL Sunday Ticket max included with qualifying packages. Out-of-market games only. 2015 season renews with NFL Sunday Ticket at full price. Ends 12/27/14. New approved customers only. Other conditions apply. Call for details.
California Preferred Escrow, serving the real estate industry across San Diego County. For more information about California Preferred Escrow, this great local company, call 619-475-4094. That's 619-475-4094.
Hey, fantasy football fans, football season is heating up. And who doesn't love the excitement of picking your team? It's probably the best part of the season. Well, get this. You can do that any week when you play in 1-week fantasy football leagues at FanDuel.com. This is next level fantasy football. Every week is a whole season at FanDuel. You play for real money, and winners get immediate cash payouts. There's no season-long commitment, so you only play when you want. Plus, you can play in fantasy football leagues for as little as $1. Nothing beats the excitement of living out a whole season of fantasy football in just 1 week. Every week is a chance to win big at FanDuel. And right now, FanDuel is giving you up to $200 free. For every dollar you deposit, FanDuel will match it up to $200. But hurry, offer ends this Friday. The only way to get up to $200 free is to go to FanDuel.com, click the microphone in the upper right corner, and enter the promo code 1000. That's FanDuel.com, promo code 1000.
Welcome back, Lunch and Learn Radio, ESPN 1700. Frank Kriticos here. We are here every Monday and Wednesday from noon to 1 p.m., so feel free to tune in. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to me directly, lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com. We have Dustin Shepard in the studio today, 619-246-2279. And alongside him, we have his wife, Alexandra, Vinson Shepard, 619-370-4576. A couple things I wanted to bring up that it just popped up in my mind. You both, Dustin, I know that you're actually is it a third generation realtor?
Third generation realtor in San Diego.
I think that's really cool because your grandfather kind of I'm thinking of like an old school approach. You know, you could get a really good idea of what it was like back, quote unquote, back in his day.
Yeah.
And then you could transition it to what happened during your father's, time in real estate, and he's still in real estate, and then now with you. So I think that's really cool. Yeah. And then you have a 2-year-old that we are grooming to be a powerhouse.
Yep. He's already taken his online classes.
Okay, good. Yeah. So he's got his license at 2 years old, so we're good to go. And Alex, also you as well. You're second generation?
Correct.
So basically, this is all you guys know. You don't know how to do anything else except real estate. Yes. And I think that's good. I think that's a benefit.
We're not going anywhere because we don't know how to do anything else.
You don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Before the whole foreclosure market hit, we actually sold traditional sales. And then we saw the change in the market. And we thought, actually, we weren't even married at the time, but we both had the same idea that, hey, we got to change with the times or get out of the business.
Sure.
So we changed, and that's what made us go after working with the banks.
Right.
And now the foreclosure market, it's coming to an end. We're seeing a lot more people with equity now that are able to sell their homes and buy another one.
Traditionally, yeah.
Traditionally.
And I know that a big part of your businesses are move-up sellers.
Move-up sellers, absolutely. That's
or move-up buyers.
Move-up buyers.
Right.
They have a smaller home. Their family's growing. They want something bigger. They're able to do that now while the interest rates are low and keep similar payment. So we're transitioning back into that too, while we still have a good chunk of foreclosure inventory active and coming up on the market.
I still go back to, and I must say I'm impressed because I work with so many lenders and agents throughout the whole country. In my credit business, they send me clients. But I didn't realize, I guess, that how much you had to really hustle and be persistent. And basically, I know you both are workaholics in order to land those accounts with those banks. And I don't think the average person realizes what it takes to get those contracts, because every agent,
The average
everybody
realtor doesn't realize.
yeah, you're right. But they all want it.
Right.
Every realtor, every agent wants those accounts, but whether they didn't know how to, maybe they just didn't have the drive. And I'm just talking, I guess, more on a personal level. It really says something about you guys. But yeah, I know that you both are workaholics, so I guess that's good for. It's worked out for you guys.
We're also really honest people. So in the beginning, I think there were some people in the industry selling foreclosures that were a little not so
Get
honest.
out of here.
And we were like, man, how can they still be in the business? Nothing ever happens. And we just stayed the honest route. And actually, in the long run, it paid off because we're still here and we're killing it.
Right. Good for you. Now, I know that, first of all, I wanted to direct people to your blog, which I was reading. I printed out a couple things. I must say, I have to read out loud, word for word, your opening paragraph.
No.
I just have to, because I was actually laughing out loud. So here it is. Here is what Alexandra, was it Alex that wrote it, or did you, Dustin?
It's me. I'm a jokester for people who don't know me. So
this is what Alex says, the first paragraph on her blog, and I quote, "You know what irks me? When a potential home buyer pulls up in a brand new, decked out Mercedes or BMW and then tells me they only want to spend $1,200 a month on a mortgage for a house in San Diego. It's just not realistic. Just like a $300 a month payment isn't realistic on your 745 Beamer."
Exactly.
It's
the same thing. You can't go into BMW and say you want to pay $199 a month for something with Bose speakers and nice rims and tires. It just, expectations have to be realistic.
I'm with you. Believe me, in my business, people ask me, wow, so how long will it take until every single thing gets deleted off my credit report? I said, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I will get you what you want, which is a mortgage loan approval. Okay, but it's, I guess that's just people.
And
right?
we're so creative. Like, we're really creative to try to make it fit in the budget. We work, San Diego has an extra tax credit program called the MCC. We get buyers to help drop the monthly payment.
Yes.
There's down payment assistance. There's different things you can do to make it lower, but you're still not going to get a really awesome house for $1,200 a month. It's just not happening anymore.
You know what it is? What you guys
can't rent it for that.
Right. And there's a similarity that we all have in both our business, is that we are problem solvers.
Yes.
And that's a big deal, because what I've learned is that it's actually a skill.
I think you're saying that's the fun part.
No, absolutely.
It's a skill.
I think so.
And for me, it's a challenge. In my business, I'm dealing with a multi-billion-dollar industry in the credit bureaus. I hate to say it, but they are, let's just say, not always
friendly
in our best interest. Is that being as nice as possible? I'll tell you what I really think off the air. But so it's myself and my client versus, the three big gorillas, TransUnion, Experian, Equifax. And I have to be a problem solver. Yeah. But I like it. Otherwise, what I do would be so boring.
Absolutely.
It's a challenge. And I hate to say it, I hope it doesn't sound bad, but it's somewhat of a game. What I do for a living is a game. This is where your scores are. This is where they need to be. And it's my job to figure it out how to get there, because the answers are all there in the credit report. So yeah, I think that is something that just came to my mind, is that we're problem solvers, because I know that you're also one of the few agents that focus on the down payment assistance. So you mentioned MCC. I have no idea what that stands for. You probably don't either. You just know MCC.
Yeah, that's mortgage credit something. I don't. Yeah.
Is that through the county, or is that a city?
It's through the county.
Okay, so the county of San Diego gives out
it's a tax credit.
Okay.
It's like a mortgage interest tax deduction, basically. So, with some clients, it helps drop the monthly payment that they're looking at to about $200 a month. It can really be beneficial.
Now, is that separate from a down payment assistance program?
It is,
okay.
absolutely.
Talk to me about that, because that's important. People need to know this.
And you can stack them.
Oh my gosh, there are so many different down payment assistance programs funded by the state, by the county, by different cities, El Cajon, National City, San Diego. It just depends on what you're looking for.
So is it almost like a grant, almost for college tuition? Do I have to apply? You have to apply for these?
Well, we help. We help the clients, since we know more about it than the average, person coming into the office. Mm-hmm. You tell us what you want, and we'll help you get the applications together. And we work with a lender that helps. They're actually the ones who are going to be working with the underwriters to get the loan program approved. But yeah, we'll put you in the right direction and do most of the legwork for you.
So you're telling me, with the FHA 3.5% down traditional well, I shouldn't say traditional, but a traditional type of FHA program is 3.5% down payment, right?
Yeah.
Now, are you saying that these programs can help with the 3.5% down payment?
Yes, it can. I don't know if it'll work with the FHA. A lot of people will do a conventional.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Instead, because sometimes we can get 20% if we stack them together, so it eliminates.
So 20% down payment, up to 20%?
Up to 70,000, actually.
So 20% or 70,000?
It depends on which one you want. Yeah, it depends on the math and the figures. Yes.
We sold.
Goodness,
Yeah,
I
we
can't
sold
believe
home.
you guys haven't told me this. I'm learning a lot of things about our relationship on the air.
We sold, the most recent one, we sold a home to a first-time home buyer. He was a really nice guy. He had 4 kids. He wanted something in South San Diego off Palm Avenue, just a normal house, you know. Bought it for $350. He actually did wind up getting a payment of about $1,400 or $1,500 because he got $92,000 in grant money.
What?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you need to reach out to them. I'm serious. I'm being serious.
How much did he put down? He only put down like 0.5%.
Yeah, something like that.
0.5%, and then he got the other down payment assistance programs to help.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
They picked
Dustin
up the slack.
Shepard, just call them. And because I honestly, I don't want to get too deep into this because they'll just lose me completely.
It'll go on forever.
Yeah, exactly. 619-246-2279. Call his lovely wife, Alexandra, 619-370-4576. Or, of course, you can always reach me via email, which is lunchandlearnradio@gmail.com. Thank you both for coming into the studio today. And we're going to need to bring you back in the near future.
Thanks, Frank.
Sounds good.
We have a
Thank
lot
you.
more to say.
Take care, everybody. I'll be back on Monday from 12 to 1 p.m.
Tycor Title of San Diego is the next generation of title companies. They offer their clients the most complete real estate services in the nation. They have 4 convenient locations in the greater San Diego area to service all your residential and commercial transactions. Tycor Title of San Diego offers you title and escrow solutions. Whether you are buying, selling, or refinancing, they have you covered. With over a century of experience, you can count on Tycor Title of San Diego. They have a solid